Hey, it's signing day, but that's meaningless because all the good stuff happened in December. Nathan, Steven, and Doug, they signed one guy, Ohio State did, on this Wednesday in February, which used to be a big day. But we talked to 14 early enrollees. We talked to Ryan Day, Kerry Combs, and Corey Dennis. So there's a ton of stuff at cleveland.com. You really should go there. And there are many things on the text. You really should try it. It's a 14-day free trial still $3.99 a month. A lot happening in the offseason. But one thing did happen today, and it's Cam Martinez, and that's pretty cool, right?
It is kind of cool. It's just only because it gives us a number of Cam Martinez storylines that we'll be following for more than just probably this fall. We knew that he was when he signed last week or a couple weeks ago announced he was going to sign for sure.
He signed today. That's why it's important. Yes. He wrote his name on a sheet of paper today. It's signing day.
When he reaffirmed his commitment, how's that? A couple of weeks ago, I wrote about how his versatility was going to be important to a room that needs a lot of versatile defensive backs because they move guys around, and we've seen whether it's Sean Wade or some of these other guys. Well, Ryan Day was asked today, where is he going to fit offensively? Could he fit offensively? Could be possibly the answer at running back? And Ryan Day said, yeah, potentially in the long run, that could be where he is. And they're even going to use him at H-back early on as a guy who could take some handoffs there and see where that goes. And that's a really interesting kind of concept. I don't know that they necessarily get a lot of guys who come in who could have that kind of a wide range of where they end up with at the end of their careers.
So you were particularly intrigued by the idea of the running back idea was sort of thrown out with Cam Martinez.
Yeah, to be honest with you, his recruitment, just from what Kerry Combs was talking about, sounds really familiar to what Paris Campbell was, where Kerry Combs wanted Paris Campbell to be a first-round cornerback, and obviously he didn't end up as a wide receiver. And Cam Martinez is kind of the same thing, except now he could be that second running back in this class just because of how versatile he is. This is a guy who had over 100 touchdowns in high school football. So I don't think they know exactly where they want to put him yet. They just kind of know that they can put him in a lot of different places and he can have success there.
Jalen Marshall was a guy who was a high school quarterback in Ohio, was really successful, wound up moving to the H at Ohio State, then moved to outside receiver and had a really good career here. I mean, there's a ton of – Darren Lee was a high school quarterback. There's a ton of guys who were high school quarterbacks and then get moved around. I think the one thing that happens here is you've got to figure out where you're going to wind up, though, or you get lost. And I know you guys in the podcast last week talked about Demario McCall, and it's Demario McCall's been kind of a running back and kind of an H-back his whole career, and the result is you're nothing. So I was talking to somebody else today, and they just were sort of expressing the idea that probably Cam Martinez is going to end up deciding he wants to play where he can play. So it's going to be affected by where there's need. I will be shocked if he winds up as an actual running back. They sometimes talk in a way that I don't like and talk about that H and running back are somehow at all the same, and they have nothing to do with each other. Ask Demario McCall. They're completely different positions. If they have a need at H-back, maybe you wind up there, but if you have other guys, if Mookie Cooper is there, if Jackson Smith-Njigba is at H, then I think Cam Martinez is going to figure out corner or slot corner is probably where I can get on the field faster. So, Anthony Gonzalez and Ted Ginn Jr. way back in the day were guys who they weren't sure were going to play offense or defense. And it's Ted Ginn Jr. as a cornerback. It's lots of times when you get here, Billy Price was a defensive lineman for a year and then wound up being the best center in the country. So this happens sometimes. I think the answer is we don't know yet, and it's going to be where Cam Martinez figures out where can I get on the field? But I would suggest to him, figure it out. Yeah. Don't let yourself be kind of everything because in the end, then you'll be nothing. Nathan, Steven, Doug, lots more coming. It's a busy time again with Ohio State football at cleveland.com.